Rich, how you doing, pal?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks for jumping on.
Just raise the volume here a little bit.
You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Good stuff. How are you keeping?
Good, good. How about you?
I'm good. It's been a busy day, but it's been good.
Yeah, I hear you.
How's everything in New York?
Good. You know, the weather's a little cold, a little snow, but hey, you know what? I've been used to this for the last 50 years, so what are you gonna do?
That's where you are now. Is that your home office?
Yeah, this is my office. Actually, I don't have the lights on in here because it actually gets too bright if I turn the lights on. So I
Yeah.
have one light on the side, which you can't see, and another back by this desk that goes all the way down the wall.
Yeah. The reason I ask, obviously, in most of your videos, you've got the fish tank and stuff behind you. But as soon as you popped up there, I got a flashback to one of your testimonials back when I first started with Yellow Brick Road, and I'm really sure you were sitting in that same office.
Yeah, I was sitting in this office, but I have that fish tank is actually my little man cave. It's
Yeah.
a little den. I have a fish tank in it, and off to the right, it actually goes up to my attic.
Right.
So that little space is perfect because it's on the second floor. It's its own little room away from my wife and my sons. So I love that room.
A little bit of peace and quiet.
I need it.
Yeah, that's crazy though. As soon as it popped up, I was like, "Whoa, I know that spot."
Yeah, I remember doing some videos long ago, and yeah, I live in New York, but I live in what they call Long Island.
Right.
So it's like 40 miles east of the city, and it's really its suburbs. It's New York City is its own entity. I
Yeah.
mean, it's totally, you know about New York City, but it is a concrete jungle, so to speak. There's a lot of uh, even in the city, there's a lot of parks and open spaces or whatever, but not like Long Island. Long Island is nothing but houses and land, houses and land. It's so different than New York City. And then you have upstate New York, which is basically all country. Just total. It reminds me a little because I've seen Ireland and I've seen how such a beautiful place. There's places in New York State that would remind you of Ireland because it's just nothing but open acreage and forests up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally,
I'd love to come over and see it.
yeah, it is. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful state.
You have the best of both worlds, just being outside the city, but you can still get there in a couple of minutes, probably.
Yeah, well, it takes about a little under an hour because our traffic here. There's only two ways in, two main highways in, and no matter what time of the day you go, it's going to be traffic. So it takes a little while to get there. But you know what? When I was little, I grew up in the city, so being out of the city now to me is a blessing.
Yeah.
I live out here.
You'd never move back
into the city now.
No.
I can visit so quickly and whatever. No, I would never move back to the city. Absolutely not.
It looks like a hectic place. I moved to the country a couple of years ago. Like from where I grew up was quite built up, and we moved to a little village then, probably 15 years ago, and I'd never go back. Never.
Yeah.
Red lights, all that stuff. Just what are you talking to me?
You totally know what it's like because New York it's hectic. I mean, there are 5 boroughs in New York. People don't realize that each borough is its own just mega city. I mean, in Manhattan alone, there's 8 million people just in Manhattan. Okay, so picture that. Manhattan square miles is not that big.
Yeah.
So 8 million people in that little area. Brooklyn, where I grew up, it doesn't have 8 million people, but it's, I got to check it out. I don't know offhand, but I would presume it's probably half of that. So it's unbelievable the amount of people that are in there. And when you talk about congested, it does two things for you. One, when you go in there, you get a lot of energy because everything is moving, everything's fast paced. So you're either going to get into that or you're going to get run over. It's just the way it is. And I know from looking at your videos, you work at an airport, and for years, me dealing with FedEx, one of my jobs was to make sure that the freight from the city, the airports, which it flew in at Kennedy, would get back out here in a timely manner to get to our distribution centers. So from time to time, being in management, I had to go out there, and everything's just out of control at an airport. I mean, everything's going crazy and whatever. And when you deal in the type of thing that I'm dealing in, every single thing is a timeline. Everything that you do is based on a timeline. The people I deal with, they're on a timeline. And, over the years, I had to figure out, how to be respectful of people because even though they're on a timeline, they're people. And, I watched other managers and how they dealt with people. And I said to myself after a few years, because I've been with this company since high school, I actually went to college and they put me through college.
Oh, wow.
And when I got out, I stayed with them and I got into management and I made a career of it. But, like I said, dealing with other people and watching how they deal with people that are under them, no good. No good. In New York, it just magnifies it because it's everything, should have been done yesterday.
Yeah. And
so my approach was if you deal with people in a good way and you make them feel their worth, you really get more out of them. And they get more out of you. You can, you can sort of work with people.
Yeah. Well, my mom used to say you get a lot more done with please and thank you.
Yes.
Just that little bit of respect.
A little bit of respect goes a long way. So anyway, what do you want to talk about today? I'm glad to be on this podcast with you.
Yeah, I'm enjoying doing these. And I was looking forward to having you on because we've been friends on Facebook for years, but we've never really had a conversation like this. So it's a chance for some people like to watch them, but it's a chance for me to get to know people better, and that's why I'm enjoying them. But I'm sure for people watching who don't know you, maybe you could give a little backstory, and we'll just take it from there. Like what made you get involved in online marketing?
Well, basically, knowing that I was going to retire and seeing things online, basically my job, I was always online doing different things or whatever. And then you think about retiring and you think about, hey, what are you going to do? You're not just going to sit around. You want to, see what's out there or what have you. And I started looking into different things, online businesses. I actually started looking into buying into a franchise or whatever. And you know anything about franchises in the United States, they're a lot of money.
Yeah.
So,
I've heard a few horror stories, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and there can be horror stories, but you can get into some good ones, but it'll cost you, a lot of money. I love the fact that the online business, if you make it work, you can get a lot of freedom. And my whole life is, time to me is the most precious thing. It's not the money, because the time I had, even in this job, afforded me to have weekends off, which were precious, especially when you have boys growing up. I don't know if you can see up there on the wall behind me, there's different plaques. We have trophies, and I coached the baseball teams and with other parents or whatever, and my boys were always into sports. And my kids, they range from teenage up into the 20s. So I have, I had a lot of time that I had to spend with these kids. And the best thing you could ever do with kids is be there for them.
Yeah.
To me, time over money. Now, don't get me wrong, money is important, but having that ability to spend the time with them is really, really important. So anyway, getting back to that internet thing, I had come online probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I actually started with Mark Crosby. We both got into a business called Instant Payday Network. That's where I met him.
Right.
And he had a buddy named Steve Dordell, and Steve and him were basically always on the leaderboard. I cracked it a couple times, not like them. Those guys were, once they got the hang of it, they were always on it.
Yeah.
So, you know, being in that business and a couple other businesses with Mark, he started trying to find a way, well, how can we get traffic? Quote unquote, traffic is the lifeblood of what we do. You have to have eyeballs on your opportunities or it's not going to work. You know, it's a numbers game. You have to have a certain amount of people, and then you have to learn the correspondence end of that. I'm not going to get into that at the moment, but dealing with Mark, he was hungry, and this guy literally, he taught him and Steve. I mean, Steve, I give a lot of credit. He's not into it that much as he was, and I'm always thinking he's going to come back. I really have a feeling he is going to come back. But
he's waiting
these
for
guys, yeah, and I'm sure you know him. But these guys, you know, they went in depth in how do you make YouTube videos, how do you rank YouTube videos, what's the SEO behind the rankings, how do you get SEO, learn SEO, and you know, systematically through trial and error, you know, Mark was able to rank his videos and get them up there. And, you know, honestly, I was too. The biggest mistake I ever made was there was a point where me and Mark and Steve, we were doing these things called review videos on certain products. And some of these products, and I don't even want to name them, but they were fraudulent. They were BS. You bought into them and you were going to lose your money. Period. No other way to talk about it. But anyway, we found out, though, that there were so many people that were gullible and would buy these, I'll just say it, binary option nonsense. They would buy into this, Alan, and then the next thing you know, they would have the horror story of telling you how they put down $100 or $500 deposit. They made a little bit of money, and then basically they went back to whoever it was that was their licensed agent, and that person would tell them, well, you're going to have to invest more, blah, 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 and it just was a nightmare. So what we found out was if we could make a video and review that, we'd get a lot of visitors to our YouTube channel and a lot of visitors to our videos. And then what we would do, what we would do is we would just subtly, because you don't want to do it, you know, outright, but subtly would say, hey, you know, if you've had a problem with this and you're looking for an opportunity that really might work for you, take a look at this. And the next thing you know, we're getting someone looking at this, and this is what we call a warm, hot lead. Here's a person that already is looking to make money online. Now, boom, we got them in front of our product, and it's something that's sort of real. And, you know, there you go. So that's how I got into it. And, you know, it's been a journey ever since, because, you know, there are things out there that they're here today, and then the next thing you know, they're not here. And I was always one of those that told Mark, never put all your eggs in one basket, because look at all the things that we have been in a short period of time. And that's what I told him, Alan, in a short period of time, have collapsed. So, you know, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, I just never had that feeling that I could put all my things in one basket. And a lot of people were totally into one of the products that we're in right now. and all of a sudden they even changed their compensation plan, even
Yeah.
though they're pretty rock steady, and I think they'll be there for a long time. For us in the U.S., we have a whole different, I don't know, restriction level here. I don't know how you want to say it, but
Yeah.
it's different here. We have more
You've got more rules
restrictions as far as online business regulations.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's really what I'm about. How about you?
Me, I'm easy. Well, most people know my story, but I'm still pushing to go full time. But obviously the last few months I've made a major push, so I'm hoping in the next few months to a year that I'm full time online.
You'll be there. You've made tremendous strides in everything you do. I look at your YouTube channel. I noticed you had 400 subscribers, and that's what I was saying about making a mistake. Because, and Mark ran into this too. I don't think he ran into, yeah, he did run into this. When we would make these videos as far as reviews, you from time to time have the makers of those businesses or whoever high up in those companies would see our videos and say, wait a minute, what are they doing? And then all of a sudden they flag our videos and the next thing you know, our channel's shut down.
Yeah.
This was a problem a few years ago. This was a major problem. So what I did, I said, you know what? This isn't happening to me. I made about 8 channels. So you shut down one, doesn't matter. I'm coming back. But in doing that, I have probably in these 8 channels 5,500 subscribers.
No way.
On my main channel, I only have 140 because I was afraid to do everything under my name. There was no way. As a matter of fact, I took down all the review videos I had on my name because I was not going to let them shut it down. I actually have on a website, I have Google AdSense for a couple of ads, and it makes not a great amount of money, not even a big amount of money, a little bit amount of money.
Yeah.
But they shut down one of my channels, and I had to actually go on a different channel with a different email address because Google AdSense is very, very particular. Once they see you were shut down under this email address, well, guess what? You'll never have an account with them again. It's just like if they restrict your YouTube channel, you're going to have to just open up another one. Usually, you can go back to them and what's the word for it?
Kind of appeal the process.
Yeah, appeal. Perfect. You can appeal. Sometimes you win, but it's so minute. So basically, what I said was during those times that happened, and you got to be able to move with the flow. So I made all these YouTube channels, but now I look back and I said, what a fool. I should have just stuck with this one. But my main channel, honestly, I haven't even made a video in months. So I have to start making more videos. I'm getting YouTube sales from things that I made 2 and 3 years ago, believe it or not. I still get, I don't know if you're in the Power Lead system, but I still get lead lightning sales. I still get signups from that. I have a 2-year-old Easy One Up videos that I'm still getting sales. I had a $500 sale this morning. This was from traffic, but the guy told me that he saw my video years ago. I said, years ago? It's only been up 2 years. And he said, yeah, I saw it about 2 years ago. And I never did anything with it. And, now I'm looking into doing something.
Yeah.
So I got to make more videos.
That's the beauty of video, though, isn't it? They're working for you around the clock.
Around the clock, 365 days, holidays, weekends. It's the best thing you can ever do. And like you're doing, once you build more subscribers, YouTube actually, they show your video more. There's algorithms even in YouTube where it's not just what you make the video and your keywords or whatever. It's I'm sure it's the interaction, it's the comments, it's the all of that. So when you're getting more subscribers, you're getting all of that.
Yeah, it slowly spreads it out.
Yeah.
But no, but I remember Mark telling me years ago about like he waking up one morning and all his videos being gone, like he was starting from scratch. But
yeah, see,
you
I
know,
knew probably it happened to him because I remember him saying, I didn't know if his whole channel had gone down, but I knew he had a video or two that they,
yeah,
you know, because all of a sudden you open up your YouTube channel and it's scary, Alan. All it says you've been flagged, or and you're like, what the hell happened? Your video literally is not there anymore, and you're
yeah,
like, what happened? And then you see, and you're like, holy macro. And then I'm going to be honest with you, and Mark will tell you, in our own group, not our group, but in our own niche,
yeah,
our Facebook, you know, all these people that we deal with, a lot of our friends are in that make money online niche. I honestly feel there are people out there that hate on you, especially if
yeah.
they see you making money, and they'll flag you.
Yeah, especially if they're in the same business and they're not doing so well, I'd imagine it happens a little bit more.
That's scary to think about that, but yeah, I would believe that happens.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll have that problem someday. If you're having those kind of
Bro,
problems,
you will. The way you're going, you might have it sooner than later.
yeah, hopefully. But it's funny because like Mark's been trying to get me to kind of step up and do a lot more videos for years, and I just kept fighting it and fighting it. I was like, look, I'd make the odd one, but never consistent. And then something just happened a few months ago, and I woke up and I was like, it's time to do it. Let's just start cracking them out, and it's instantly changed everything.
Once I see you guys buy those microphones, I'm like, yep, they're hooked.
It's on.
They're going all in now.
Yeah.
There's no more joking around. They're for real.
Yeah. We got the microphones and green screens and you name it.
Yeah, like I said, man, when I saw that's made me laugh. One day, all of a sudden, I'm like, no, not Alan too. All of a sudden, he's on green screen. He's floating in and out of the. I'm like, holy, this guy has passed me by and left me in the dust. Him and Mark. I knew Mark a long time ago. Was, you know, he's snapping his fingers and stuff's popping up, and he's on green screen. Then I saw you on green screen. I think it was on a Futurenet video you had put up. I'm like, holy, what's going on? And Mark, when I was, oh, you got to get Camtasia. What I'm like, Mark, I don't feel like dealing with all of that stuff. I just, you know, I don't want to deal with it or whatever. Now I'm having second thoughts. Maybe I should.
Yeah, it's super easy though.
Yeah.
Believe if I got it, anyone will get it.
Well, right now I'm going to stick with Screenomatic. I got the paid version.
Yeah.
You guys are just a little bit too advanced. I'm going to start making more videos, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, you were never, or you never looked nervous on camera. Because I remember when I first started, because you were in the testimonial of the sales funnel I'd gone through, I was like, this guy must know his stuff. So I always paid attention. But in your videos, you're always very clear. You explain things very well. And I'm sure that's a big reason why more and more people come through your links.
Nervous? Everyone's nervous, Alan.
Yeah.
Come on.
No,
I mean,
I
the first videos that you make, mine they're not even private. I deleted them. I looked at some of those videos that I first make and I said, please, YouTube, put another name on that video. That is not me. That's how horrifying it was. But again, it's a process. You have, you know, like you said, I don't know. I'm sure most people, or not most people, but there are a lot of people like me. The first set of videos I did, they were nerve-wracking. Even, you know, just to do the video, and then you look at the video and go, oh my God, I paused there, or I you know, I stopped there. And I see people all the time, they make a video, and I know they're just starting because for whatever reason, they pause, they're hesitant, they forgot something, and then, you know, it gets into the panic mode. But the beauty of it is they did it.
Yeah.
If you don't go out and do it, you're never, ever going to break that fear. And if you do it a few times, it's not that bad. You know, after a while, you overcome it.
Yeah.
Then you get to a point where you actually start liking it. And you're at the point now when you're doing the videos over and over, you actually look forward. and I haven't done a video in a while, but I look forward to the time I set aside and say, you know what, I'm going to do a video today, and I enjoy it. And
Yeah.
when I first started, total opposite. I was shaking.
That's it. I actually, the first videos I ever made, I used to have to change my t-shirt. I'd have to pause it and go change my t-shirt. So I had like 4 of the same t-shirt, but I would just sweat. And for no reason. No one could see me or hear me or.
That's most people. That's a normal human response.
Yeah.
Most people do that.
And then obviously over the years, Mark got me to, start doing these hangouts and stuff. And I would do my best just to hide in the background and, maybe answer a question if he asked one. But I would try and say nothing, just try and just scrape by. But it's not good. It's not good enough.
Those are awesome. And I think me, you, and Mark, and whoever else, we got to do a better job of how would I put it? Hangouts are good. No, Hangouts are great. We got to do a better job with Hangouts and webinars, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've been on a couple of webinars. Webinars make sales. I mean, webinars are so powerful. If you bring someone in and you make sure that they understand that they have to, there's no predators. You come in with the person that you signed up with or brought you into the webinar and or the hangout.
Yeah.
They're so powerful, because when people see other people that are talking about the product and or business and know what they're talking about, you talk about something that's making the sale, it is so powerful. And I think we really have to do a better job of making those, whether it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, or whatever it is that we're looking at, bringing in our people. And I know you and I know Mark, where there's some other people out there that, they make me a little bit nervous, because I'm not sure if I want to bring my people in to them, because it seems they're pitching them instead of the first thing I do whenever I tell someone, especially in a group, I say, look, right off the bat, I want you to come in. I want you to look at this, but understand, if you did not come in with me, you please get back to whoever it is that brought you here. That is so important, because number one, you have to realize one day you're going to be in the same position as we are here. You're going to be on this panel, and you want to make sure that there's no predators out there. So you got to get back with whoever it is that brought you in here, okay? And once they know that, and everyone knows that, and that's quote unquote, everyone knows that, then, you got a little safe zone to have these people in. And then again, it's the most powerful thing out there, just as it is with a video. A video is very powerful, because that person, if they like what you're saying, guess what? It's you and him. You're speaking. You might be speaking to an audience of, well, let's say you had 1,000 views on your video, but for that particular person, it's you and him. That's powerful.
Yeah,
very powerful.
Obviously, it's like what you're saying there about everyone rising to that same position. It's just about being ethical, really, isn't it? It's the right thing to do. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in all Facebook groups, but thankfully, thankfully we're part of some really, really good ethical. There's good ethical people around us.
Yes.
And so I know.
I'll tell you too. There's, and I'm not going to mention his name, but there's one guy in our Yellowbrook Road group. He pops in every now and then with his highfalutin comments or whatever, and he's only there to poach. He's trying to, because what I've seen is, and I'm in his group because I like to watch. I'm in other people's groups so I could see what they're doing. And it's given me so much knowledge. Okay, there's some people that Mark doesn't get along with, so he's not in their groups or whatever. I told Mark, that's the dumbest thing you could ever do. And he's like, why? I can't deal with that person. They don't like me. It doesn't matter. You want to know what's going on, what they're doing, what they're thinking. I watched this one guy, okay, And this guy is basically comes in our group. He's like, oh, he's got a paragraph long, you know, tag on the bottom of whatever else is going on. There'll be a post, and here he comes with his nonsense. And if you know him, you can read into it. Okay?
Yeah.
It's on and on and on and on. And what the next thing you know, I watch, and the same person that had this post is in his group, and they never were in his group. But I'm watching this. So he's either sent them a friend request out on the side, something happened.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the way you can tell, you just go to the post and see the likes. Okay? And then you can find out, is this person a friend of them? Because all you have to do is go to their timeline and click on their friends. And if they weren't different, well, how'd they get there?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So they do. There's a lot of trickiness that's going on out there.
I know the gentleman you're talking about.
Oh, you do? You probably do. That's why I'm not saying his name.
No, names are never needed.
Yeah. But if you've seen him, you'll see a post, and then, you know, you'll see him on the bottom on the thread, and all of a sudden it's like, are you kidding me? You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me. I mean, you have that much information, okay? Are you the guru from another mother that no one knew? Stop it, please.
I only said good morning.
Thank you. And Mark's had some run-ins with him himself from time to time, but he's calmed down with him. He used to blast him.
Yeah.
But and I always told him, I said, you can't. This guy he's very sneaky. He's very sneaky. He was in a group with us that I told you, Instant Payday Network, and he got this software, and he came on with this nonsense of how, and that's why the power lead system, it makes me laugh, because we all knew how this guy started. But this guy would get the software out, and he'd go out there, and this software, what it did was it would take, let's say, 100 posts. It would like, comment, or whatever on these posts. And when you do that, what Facebook does, it gives you that engagement. That algorithm goes up, and now all of a sudden your post is seen more and more and more and more. So what he did was he took that, and then he took a picture of him and someone else. Again, I'm not going to go there. And he would say, oh, I do this for this person, this blah, blah, blah. And he went from 100 to 1,000 posts, because I found the software he was using. And how I found it was he made another Facebook profile. Right. That's how I found it. And once I found it and saw what he was doing, I said, he's such a con artist. Here he is on his regular Facebook page. Now he's using the software on this Facebook page, changing his name by putting a middle name in it or whatever, blasting 1,000 posts a day. Of course, you're going to get sales. Of course. And that software, it's scary. From what I hear, it still works till today. Usually Facebook, after a couple of months, they catch on to whatever, that type of thing, and they shut it down.
Yeah.
But they haven't shut this down yet.
Is this like a group poster, or?
Yeah, it's like a group poster, but it not only does your post, it does, it sends out, once you do the post, it grabs their emails, so you can send them emails like an autoresponder. Right. It's so amazing what it does because of the sheer quantity.
Yeah.
So out of that quantity, you're definitely going to get opt-ins, and you're going to get sales, because again, it's like you buying 1,000 clicks. You're going to get a certain amount of opt-ins, and out of those opt-ins or whatever. Now think about using this, and it's free. All you have to do is, not free, you have to buy the software, but once you buy the software, the only thing you have to do is use it once every 3 or so days. You can't use it every day. Once every 3 or so days.
It doesn't seem right, though.
Well, a lot of things.
But I guess that's I like to know people.
Yeah, well, you're going to get to know them that way also because they're going to contact you and, you're going to interact with them, meaning that they're going to ask you questions and whatever. But how he did it, you used the word ethical. To me, that's not ethical.
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. Um, that I've said it many times over the last few months. I think I've been very lucky, from the time I started to where I am now, to have the same people around me, um, and that have always kept me on the kind of right path. There was no real like sleazy guys, or people doing underhanded stuff like that around me. Like, so I think I've been very lucky.
Yeah, you got in with Mark. That guy, like I said, Steve Dardell and Mark are who I came in with, and those guys were very, very ethical. And I sort of stayed with them even when they branched out to some other people or whatever. Um, there are a lot of guys out there that I think are ethical also, but I honestly, I just don't. I can't join every business. I want to be in multiple businesses, but I'm not the type of person just because this guy has a big following and he's got this product coming out next month and boom, here we go. Because what I've seen over the course of these 4 or 5 years is those people are making money because they have such a big following and or list, whether
Yeah,
it's Facebook or their own list or whatever. But I look past that, Alan. What I look at is how many people under them are having success. Now, I don't expect them to have the same success that they have,
yeah,
but I need to see them having some increments of success.
yeah,
And some of these people, like I said, I like them, but I've seen the programs and it had nothing to do with them. The programs just crashed.
yeah.
I mean, me and Mark go back to, I don't know if you were here at that time, but Traffic Monsoon,
Yeah,
Beyond Push. I mean, these things just,
yeah.
went,
I was in Traffic Monsoon. I never made it to Beyond Push. I
well,
think
good for you.
it's probably the only business I haven't worked with Mark on.
Yeah. And that was making us money. But again, those people shut us down. And again, it wasn't the leaders that brought us in, but what I say, and I've said this to Mark, I said, yeah, Mark, I understand about that business, but I need to take a look at it a little bit. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah,
Let it work a week. And I understand, look, you want to get into these businesses, probably the sooner the better. That's where those top guys, believe me, they make their money because they get in from the beginning.
yeah,
Okay. That's how, and when you have a large following, Alan, that's how you're going to make your money.
yeah,
But I'm not going to do that every time now because I just see too many times that there's 4, 5, 7 guys that are going to make that money, but then I'm looking at all these other people, and if it's not solid, they're not going to make their money.
yeah,
I look at Futurenet Pro now. Even with all the stuff that's happened or whatever, people have made money with them. Okay, people have been able to take their money out. It's only been recently, the last few months, where the United States has had a problem, but Futurenet Pro to me was a fair company. I have nothing bad. I don't care what people, everybody has a crying spell because every time you go in a group, oh, I went to do a withdrawal and, blah, blah, blah. And
yeah.
listen,
You got to work with it.
get out of this business because if you think everything is going to be so smooth, get out. I don't even comment to those people anymore. I
Yeah,
just tell them, look, I can't listen to that. Here's the deal. Businesses are going to be in the online niche. You're going to have times where they might not be smooth.
yeah,
The best thing that you can do is say, okay, I'm going to try to get with a group of people and or a group of businesses that I feel are, as you said, ethical, and I will try to work with them. And that's the best thing you can do because if you're going to sit there and think that every business that you get into is going to be 100% rock solid.
Yep.
You're fooling yourself. You have to diversify. You got to get into a few different things, and then that way you spread out
The risk.
your risk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I kind of found that out well, only recently, because I stayed with Futurenet and only Futurenet for the longest time. And I did my best to build it and to support the community. But obviously, when they change things, your income changes overnight. And it's not. I'm not hating on the company. I still love the company, and I'll always, as long as they're in business, I'll promote them. But you do need to be getting paid from multiple sources.
Absolutely. I mean that they went from 1,000 ad packs to 400 now. There's people out there that had those 1,000 ad packs.
Yeah.
That hurts, and especially when their compensation plan was so unbelievable with the different levels, how much you could make.
Yeah.
8, 9 levels deep, and then they went down to 1%. That severely changed a lot of people's attitudes.
Yeah.
It made them wake up and say, "Hey, wait a minute, what just happened overnight?"
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on? But
my phone melted for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I don't even have a lot of ad packs. I mean, I stopped when I got to 100. I stopped. I don't know why. I said, let me just stop. I was at 100 months ago. I said, let me stop. Let me just see what's going on with this. Okay. And it was just because there was a problem with the United States doing withdrawals. I said, you know what? Let me stop. I'm not going to, because my whole thing was, let me go up to 500 packs at least.
Yeah.
Something told me stop, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they said they were changing the platform. And then once they said that, I knew, just wait. You have to, once that happens, you have to wait, because you don't know with companies what is going to be on the other side of that. I've seen so many companies, when they say they're going to change their platform, it was over. The platform, they weren't changing the platform. The platform just went to the ocean.
Yeah.
So you have to wait. Now, I never thought Futurenet, probably knew they were going to do some good things, but even them, they changed it. I don't want to say drastically, but in a big way, they changed their compensation plan.
Yeah.
1,000 to 400. That's a big change.
I know that. I mean, that they're trying to make the business last, and it's not the main core of the business. It's just a little add-on. But just a lot of us focus their time on that part. So
that's what it was. Yeah.
I think they're just trying to shift the focus back to the core of the business being a social media platform.
I see that, and you guys were so right too with those fringe trees, because I don't know what it is. Every time I go to view 10 ads, I might as well be in China. And I know you mentioned something. There's a way to change that. I got to remember what you said, or send me, PM me or whatever, because every one of them, it's either an ad for Coin Deal or it's something in freaking hieroglyphics. I have no idea what's going on. Absolutely none. And I'm getting cross-eyed from trying to read these letters.
Yeah.
Can't even see.
Well, I think what's happening is, because their teams are growing so fast, I think obviously a lot of new people are coming in with them, and it's mandatory now, obviously, to advertise. So they're just saying, just put your link up there, just because you see an awful lot of people promoting Futurenet inside of Futurenet, and you're going, if I could only talk to that person, you could sort them out in 2 minutes.
True. I saw an easy one-up. Peter Wolfen, the owner, he had done this. Was it? Yeah, it was you that mentioned, hey, see if you could contact them, and when we start doing something, if you could find out if he could, do something with us. Well, number one, he's having a meeting in New York City in another, I don't know, I can't remember the date, but coming up in the next month or two.
Yeah.
He had a big thing last year in New York. He just had this incredible cruise in the Caribbean. I mean, this guy he's unbelievable. He is a multimillionaire, and he has some really high-end businesses also.
Yeah.
But when you mention that, I just saw he did this big thing with a group from Vietnam. Okay, so all of a sudden, here we go again. The Orientals, I don't care if it's the Philippines, China, blah, blah, Korea, South Korea, these people are coming in with major groups.
Yeah.
And they're putting a lot of money in these businesses because he did something where he was congratulating the Vietnam group or whatever. So I'm sure he'll, if we did something, yeah, he would.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I contacted him, he would.
I think they're a lot more open to opportunities in some parts of the world rather than others.
Yeah.
I know in Ireland when I'm online almost 3 years, and when I first started telling like my friends I'm making some money online, they absolutely thought I was mental.
Of course,
you can't be. There's not a chance you are, And even like obviously the first company I was with didn't last too long, Traffic Monsoon. But when I got stuck into Futurenet, I start making some money, and I changed my car. I bought a new car, which was out of the ordinary for me. And they were like, "How did you do that?" And I'm like, "That online thing I told you about." And it was only when I started doing things that they were like, "That's real."
Yeah, that's real. All you got to do. That kind of proof that's tangible that they could see, touch, and smell, look at, whatever. That's going to change things.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, I've only been on Facebook for these 4 years. I never went on Facebook. My sons have done that because kids, they're into all of this social media stuff. But they don't. Things change so fast. They don't use Facebook anymore. I don't know what they Snapchat or whatever they use. It's not this. Okay, they're like, Dad, you're ancient history. I tell my wife, she's like, please, don't ever mention my name. Don't tell people you're married if you're going to talk about online business. Do not send a friend request to any of our family on both sides. I said, well, what are you talking about? What about my side of it? It doesn't matter. They'll contact me to tell me that you're some kind of charlatan. So don't friend request anyone. So all of my Facebook friends are people in our niche. I will not, because she's not threatening me anymore. I'm not contacting anyone about any. But I'm like, hey, hon, look, I made this amount of money. Yeah, but what about the Traffic Monsoon? And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but I made money with this company. Yeah, okay. Well, what about Beyond Push? Blah, 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 blah. But, hon, I made money in this business. Yeah, but what about what was the last one that, luckily I got some money. I got I put 2,000 in, but I only got 1,000 back out before they went cuckoo. And I should have pulled my money out instead of, because they were paying you could take out twice a day, 3 times a day at the beginning. What was the name of it? They just went under last year. The Bitcoin one.
USI Tech, was it?
USI Tech. Oh my God. Look, Alan, there's a guy that I can't mention his name, but he was big into it, and this guy was literally taking out 1 to 2 Bitcoins a day. And last year, Bitcoin at that time,
it was
in November, was up to like 14, 15,000. It had gone up to almost 20 in December, then it fell. But he was taking out 15 grand a day, a Bitcoin a day. He made and showed us. He showed us his Ledger wallet. Okay, he had over $1 million, 1.15 million, and he did it in 8 months.
Crazy.
Because he was pulling out. In July, USI Tech allowed you to take out 3 Bitcoins a day.
Yeah.
He was taking out, and in July it was only at 10,011, but he was taking out 31,000, 32,000 a day.
Yeah, it's crazy money.
Crazy money, but what they did was, again, they got to a point. That business was a Ponzi, and what I mean by that, it was so hot and so hype what was happening was they were taking the money of all, because all you had to do was look, and you saw today you had 5,000 new signups worldwide.
Yeah.
So what were they doing? They were taking Joe's money to pay Steve.
Yeah.
That's all they were doing. They were taking new money to pay old money. So they were doing that up to a point. Then they were pulling out their own money. And once it started slowing a little bit with people questioning, the downfall was when they were on, we have a program here called 60 Minutes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And one of the main guys from Australia said, yeah, it's a scam. And they said, well, wait a minute. You're saying it's a scam on national television. So why are you in it? And he goes, because I'm making money. Once he did that, there were
That was
the
it.
next week 1,000 videos, and then everything started to shut down.
Yeah. But I think that's why, like, obviously, when you're, especially when you're brand new, it's okay to hang. I personally think it's okay to hang back a little bit and watch, and to really understand what you're getting involved in, because there's safer business models. Like when you talk about Easy One Up and it's direct payments, you're selling a product. You know, sometimes businesses like that are a lot safer, even though they require a little bit more work. But they're safer than some of these passive, more kind of passive platforms.
Yeah, and digital products. It seems a lot of these new businesses that are digital products, digital franchises, to me, they're safer because you see right there what you're getting.
Yeah.
This is what you're getting. So do you want it or you don't want it? There's no this, that, or whatever. And now what they do is I saw this one guy, Michael Manziel, who's really big. He's made over $500,000 with Easy One Up documented. And I think if you go to Easy One Up, $500,000, you'll see his video 3 months ago where he shows you $500,000 in the last year. I mean, come on. That is absolutely mind-boggling. But he did it because what he did was he took the product, he gave out free traffic on a rotator. That was the bite. People loved that because people were like, wow, am I getting something?
Yeah.
He did his little training or whatever. But because of that, he got so many people in, and boom, they were in it. And I saw there was one guy, which I really liked, was he actually had a bill of sale type of thing where before he would accept the $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, he would have you sign it saying it's a digital product, blah, blah, blah. And, it was form sheets, so somebody made it out so it's nice and legal, not too big. And again, it just makes everything so legit. These businesses that, you're going to make $1 million a day. I shy away from them because they're too scary. They're not stable. And anytime you're dealing with cryptocurrency, if anybody's going to tell you that they know exactly how much you're going to make and you're going to make, they're lying because no one knows. It's too volatile right now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this: when the United States goes right now, they're doing things with Bitcoin. They're allowing it in certain platforms on Wall Street where they're allowed to actually buy futures in it or whatever. And once they do that, they're slowly saying it's okay. Once the United States says it's okay, not because I live here, but just how they deal with markets and how markets deal with the U.S. Once they say that this is okay, Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies are going to go absolutely through the roof. And that, we did that thing with you where we were, we gave you guys money to buy those coins.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you guys are doing with that. I never even asked. But anyway, those coins, they became a nightmare the last 6-7 months. Now, there's probably a couple at work, but Alan, and I know, they took millions of people to the cleaners.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got a coin.
Yeah, we could have kavanagh coin tomorrow if we wanted.
I mean, for real, you can have New York coin, this coin, that coin, and some of these coins. It's not that there are a lot of legit coins. We all know that there's thousands and thousands of legit, but there are tons of people out there that are predator, lying, unethical SOBs
Yeah,
that just make up anything. You know, get a professional website done, and boom,
yeah,
and it harms everyone.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it harms people, it harms the industry, it,
Yeah.
all around it harms it. It's just, you know, I often wonder, when you were talking about USI Tech, you know, what's his name? Mike Kiefer, is it?
Yeah, old Mikey.
Yeah, I seen Mike Kiefer promoting something else, and instantly I wouldn't even look at it because I knew the history. But
Exactly.
I remember thinking, because he was promoting this new, he was going to be at an event. And I was like, if I was hurt real bad in USI Tech, I would rock up to that event. 'Cause people were thirsty for blood after that. I remember it in the
Oh,
Facebook groups.
he took so many people down.
And,
I mean, one of the big guys that's promoting this new Bitcoin product company, which I think I'm going to join. Yourself and Mark and some other people we had all talked about. Again, I don't want to mention any names, but this person had a big following in some of these businesses, not USI Tech, but and when they collapsed, these people got hurt bad because they had so much money in these
yeah,
things. And USI Tech, there was some people because the money was so good. This is what would happen to people, Alan. Even my sponsor, they would take out $5,000, okay, in a 2 day period or whatever.
yeah,
And when you take out $5,000, you're like, hey, this business is stable. So let me just build the hell out of these packs because I'm making $900 a day.
yeah,
I'm making now Bitcoin went up. I'm making $1,400 a day. So they would leave on their account 30, 40, $50,000,
yeah,
some much more than that. Then when this thing crashed, they couldn't get it. These guys wouldn't let it. And this guy Kiefer, I, I saw something that was either on Interpol or with us here, the U.S. Marshals,
yeah.
um,
He's in some hot
something
water.
with America. They have something, and he's got to be very careful because anyone that has extradition with the United States, I wouldn't. If I was him, I wouldn't go to that country because one
No,
thing about our country, if we want to get you, we're going to get you.
yeah, yeah.
We'll get you. It might not be today, tomorrow, but we're going to get you because that's what they do
No,
24/7.
no.
So
Look,
if I was him, I'd sleep with one eye open.
Well, this is what I was thinking when I seen that he was promoting this new deal, and I was like, how I couldn't wrap my head around how he could brazenly walk on another stage and tell people this is the best deal ever. Do you know what I
Isn't
mean?
it amazing? But these people, they do it all the time. They
Mm.
just do it all the time. And it's the ones, like you said, that to me, it's unbelievable because people know them, okay, from whatever the last venture is.
Yeah,
And they have the balls not to even hide behind someone else or not show their face or whatever and stay in the background, but just come out there again. Hey, I'm Michael Kiefer. And I've got the new
yeah,
best business for you to join.
yeah,
And I'm telling you, you're going to make a lot of money. But someone like that, man, that's bad news.
yeah. Because I think anyone, especially new people, can fall prey to things like that. When you don't know how to do due diligence, or even sometimes when you've done your best due diligence, just sometimes things can change. But when someone is a serial scammer and you've been around a few years and you get to know the names because they very quickly stand out. I never understand why people continue to go back to that person or to continue to join them in new things.
Well, the newbies, we all were newbies at one time, so that's going to happen. That's just
Yeah,
the nature of the business. They are going to fall for it. But again, it's something with human nature. I mean, look at what we do. If we we like this business. We know about the business. We tend to be not as trustworthy maybe as others, but we also, if our friends tell us this is a great opportunity and they do it enough times, and this is someone we know, like, and trust,
Yeah.
we sort of slide that way ourselves. And something sometimes in our minds says, maybe not so fast, I don't want to do it. But we start moving over in that direction, where if we looked away from it, it was someone else telling us about this,
Yeah.
just somebody on Facebook or whatever, we might not do it. So again, it's human nature. And these guys, they prey upon the fact that
Yeah.
the niche, make money online, is something in a human's blood.
Yeah. Well, I actually did a Facebook Live, roughly on that subject, about 2 weeks ago, where I was kind of talking about, like, everything works until it doesn't.
Yeah, there
and
you go.
because sometimes, because there was a company I was watching for the longest time, just because I wasn't 100%, and every few weeks, I'd see not even friends posting about it, but I'd drop someone a message. You might see them promoting it, and I'd ask them a question, and I started just over time. It was always, it was the same feedback I was getting all the time. And I was like, okay, these people don't know me. I've already told them I'm not joining. I'm not interested. But I was getting the same information over and over again, and that's the only reason why I kept looking, because normally somewhere along the line someone cracks and they give you that BS story of, oh, you're going to make loads, it's a guarantee, da 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 da, you know. But I didn't get that, but I couldn't find anyone to talk bad about it either, which is why I ultimately joined and started to build it. But it took me so long, because I'd been the Futurenet guy for so long. I was a bit afraid to promote anything else. But
that was a good thing for you, because you didn't get hurt in all these other things. Because Alan, look, Mark, I'm sure there's some businesses that this happened to. Again, I was in a couple of businesses with them. Our first one, that instant payday network, it was a look, you couldn't get hurt, because it was basically, if someone signed up with you, they bought whatever, and you got a $30 commission and a $50 commission. So you're not going to get hurt with that. But these other businesses like Beyond Push, Traffic Monsoon. Look, I even went into the other one with that idiot, and I knew he was an idiot. I knew it. Everyone said he was going to do it, and I knew it. But I made a little bit of money. But again, I didn't take all my money out. So to me, I got burnt on that too.
Yeah.
The part 2 was called Traffic Hurricane.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say. The scammer got us. He got us, and everyone told, even Mark said, dude, this guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, no. Well, I understand. And I'm in it. I'm making money, blah, blah. But I'm like, you know what, Alan?
Well,
how many times you got to get slapped in the face before you understand that maybe you shouldn't do that?
Yeah, that was I can't remember, Ernie something. I can't remember his second name.
Well, we don't need to mention his name, but he's whoever he was. This guy's a piece of work.
For anyone that's following along, like, I'm curious about these things. Google's your best friend.
Absolutely. But you said it. But the problem with Google, though, is, and I love Google, but Google sometimes can get again, you got to be careful even with Google. If someone, case in point, doesn't like you and says a couple of bad things about Google, it doesn't matter. We'll pick that up. Believe it or not. If they say it often enough. Now, could you imagine if you have someone where you didn't do anything?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying most of these people are 100% legitimate scam artists, but there are people out there. I know in the United States they have this law where, with these search engines, that if they are found not to be truthful for whatever reason, they can be sued for a lot of money. And it's because they have had certain people that didn't do anything, and basically all of a sudden their name was drawn through the mud. And you gotta remember, once it's up there, how do you get that stuff down?
Yeah, you can't really. It's extremely hard.
Yeah, there is a way, but you have to get lawyers involved and whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but like you said, Google's the best friend for things like us, because in most cases it's legitimate, because there's just such a wide range of people that have commented on this person's ineptitude or scam ability that it's probably true.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a shame, but I think over time, I certainly since I first started online, I think although there's been some bad companies, we've had a lot more good companies, um, better put together, better owners. I think when all those business, there was a lot of business that crashed all around the same time, and I think
Yeah.
that was it sent a little shockwave through the industry where things just weren't acceptable anymore, and things have slowly started to get better. I think.
And as I've said, I've been hit by at least 4, maybe 5 businesses, but for me, I never really put that much money into them because I hadn't gotten to that point. And even today, though when somebody tells you, "Oh, I've been in the business 5 years and I'm this and I'm that," no, you're not. You're not a newbie, but you know great shakes. Okay, these people that tell you that they're this and they're that after 5 years, it takes a long time to learn this stuff. Not only does it take a long time, you're going to have to learn. I don't want to say the hard way, but you're going to have to learn the pitfalls of this. And the pitfalls are, you're going to be burnt by some businesses. You might even be burnt by some people. I've seen people in this business that you think are great sponsors, and basically they really want to just pillage or pilfer
Yeah.
anyone that you have on your downline. You're going to find people like that where you never thought they were like that, but they're like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to find that there's some great companies out there. For the most part, I'm always going to, even though I was hurt, and like I said, monetarily wise, was I hurt that? No, not really. I lost money in some of these businesses. But I always look at the glass half full, because I think there's always going to be businesses that are going to be better out there. Most people want to make a business that's real, because if they make a business that's real, they're going to prosper, because when other people make money, they're going to make money. Other people are going to talk about this business being ethical, as you use the word, and more people are going to want to do it. So I look at it as, there are businesses out there that are going to be very, very good for us. And if you happen to hit a couple of these businesses that are no good, it's going to happen. I could be bitter. Oh, I lost this. I can't believe it. You can't be that way, because if you're going to be that way, you're never going to grow. And as I said, get out. Just get out, because you're not. If you don't have the mindset of being positive and taking that bad stuff and saying, "Okay, this happened. Great, move on."
Yeah.
You're never going to succeed, because that cloud's always going to. Your eyes are going to be cloudy. You're going to miss an opportunity that comes right in front of you, because again, you're going to be so negative.
Yeah.
I catch myself, like I said to you before, somebody will tell me about a business, whether it's Mark or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, hold on, let me wait," or whatever. And it's just those guardrails that have come up. But that's not a bad thing. It's just something that makes me pause a little bit. Not saying I won't do it, but I want to check into it a little bit. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. But everyone should do that as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's because I know, like you talk about like missing opportunities. Obviously, the very first thing I was in, was Traffic Monsoon, and it didn't go very far. But I joined Futurenet at the same time as Traffic Monsoon. I just didn't do anything with it. But if I had let that losing, it was only a couple of $100 that I lost in traffic monsoon. But if I hadn't let that bad taste stay in my mouth, I would have missed Futurenet, and I wouldn't be where I am today.
True. Very
So
true.
I know we at some point it's going to happen probably to everyone. Just hopefully it's a smaller it's a smaller knock. It's a knock that you can take. But
it seems to, though, back then it was happening. I don't see it happening as much now.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, it was like this was happening. I don't know. It was happening more frequently. I'll just say.
Yeah.
So
I remember watching maybe 6 or 7, and I was like, this is nuts. Like, and I did for probably a few weeks think, is this something I can actually make a career out of? Is it something I can feed my daughter with? But you just have to learn what you're comfortable with, the risk you're comfortable with, and there's, as we said, there's different business models, and it's getting to know the different business models is the difference, I think.
It's true. It's very true.
We sound very wise men. We've been around the block.
Once you got hit over the head with a couple of these things, though, and you know what's really curious, though, Alan? Again, I said I've been on Facebook 4 or 5 years now, and in all the groups, and I've seen so many people that I knew that they're not here anymore.
Yeah.
And they just stopped this, that, or the other. And again, God bless. They said this wasn't for them or whatever. And I've seen people that I never thought would get out because at the beginning they were so gung-ho, enthusiastic, and they're not here or whatever. So everything goes in phases, So again, to me, if you're going to be in this, you got to sort of stay positive because they're going to be glitches. Nothing's perfect. So if you don't feel that this is for you because of the fact that one business that you were in failed, maybe you're right. Maybe you need to get out of it. But I would just say to you, think about that glass. Is it half full or is it half empty? Because as in life, everything's not perfect. So the same thing here.
Yeah.
I mean, think about most people's jobs. Is every day a bed of roses? I think not.
No, I remember, well, my 2 jobs before the airport, one, I was just walked in one day and I was let go at a bad time here in Ireland. I was out of work for about 18 months. But the job I did for the longest time before that was construction. But we used to be laid off every January to maybe March, thereabouts, because if the councils weren't spending money, there was no work.
Yeah.
So, it was still hard, but you just did what you were told. This is how you should go through life.
And construction, the same all over the world. If you don't have a project, you're not working. It's the same here in the U.S. And look in the U.S. here. You have people that go to work and hate their jobs. Okay, you have people that go to work and basically they're cringing. Okay, with the people that they work with.
Yeah.
So weigh that against you possibly finding something. And I'm not saying tomorrow go quit your job and try to do something online. That would be foolish. But what I am saying is, this is something that you can give a shot, and try to work it. You don't have to come out of the gates fast. It's not a horse race. Get into something. Try to get it with people that seem ethical. Maybe someone that happens to be in this niche and ask them about it or whatever. But you can come in most businesses, you can come in small. You don't have to come in high. Okay? I'm not telling everyone that's a newbie, coming to a high ticket offer. I'm telling you, you could come into a business, learn it, figure out over time, is this for you? And it's something really anyone can do. But it's something that you have to understand. It's not, these people, again, it's so funny. You see them in the groups. I don't care what group it is, where there's just some amazing things that they put in. The other day, I'm watching this post. I bought 100 clicks. I only got 30 opt-ins, no sales. What am I doing wrong? What's going wrong? Is this a scam? And I'm like, are you that lost? Are you really that lost?
I think I've seen that post.
And I couldn't even, like I said, I won't respond to these people because if I do, I'm going to say something really negative. So I'd rather not say anything. But I read stuff like this all the time, and I'm like, dude, you're lost. Okay? You're basically lost. And I don't care. To me, I don't even fault their sponsor because this is just this particular person that, and there's a lot of them out there, Alan, that come into this and say, hey, I bought 100 clicks. The other day, here's a beauty. And I think it was in the Power Lead system or one of these groups. I bought 50 clicks. I got 3 opt-ins. I got no sales. What's going wrong? You're kidding me. You bought 50 clicks. You got 3 opt-ins. I got no sales. What's going wrong? I wanted to tell him, hey, I got a friend of mine, even though it's not my friend, but someone I know in this group. His name is Rob Fraser. I need you to hop into his group, throw that post out there on his group. And he's going to reply to you within a couple of hours and get back to me.
Can you imagine?
Oh, my God. That guy would absolutely obliterate that person because he's got no patience anymore. Bless his heart. This guy, he makes me laugh because I see his stuff. I'm in a couple of his groups. I was actually under him in MAP. I've never spoken to him personally. I've sent him out some emails or whatever because I was under him under that program called MAP. And, I know he's busy, so I don't even think about that or whatever. But I've some of his older videos, Alan. This guy, people, he'd have a live or like a YouTube, and in the live comment box, people would be like, I joined you last week, and you said I was going to have $500 in sales. Oh, my God. Alan, this guy would, and I mean, the words that he would use, I'm not going to use them on your podcast, but he would light these people up and then immediately unfriend them, throw them out. And it was the most hilarious, but you know what was so good? It's real. That's just his personality.
Yeah.
So it's real. He's like the Donald Trump of freaking the online business. He's so out of his mind, and he's hilarious. He just would I would watch his videos, especially when it was one of his hangout things, because there was always 1 or 2 people that would do that. Hey, guy, what are you talking about? I haven't made any money. What are you doing? And in an instant, he would literally blast this person. Would you blankety blank? Are you a da-da-da? I'm like, oh my God. And tears would come to your eyes because you're like, holy man. Because I could imagine what that person on the other side was saying. I signed up with this?
Yeah. Well, I think that's because of where he came from and how he got to where he is. So he doesn't have, in my, I'd probably think the same. I'd be like, well, if I could do that, anyone can do it. So what are you not doing? It's not what's going on.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just, he's hilarious though.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy though. I spoke to him a couple of times, and
I know you have. In all these years, one of these days, I am going to reach out and speak to him. but I haven't ever spoke to him personally, but I enjoy his candor. And let me tell you something, this guy's a great marketer because the guy he used to always be say, don't chase the new shiny balls. That was his quote. But he's in a lot of businesses because I'm on one or two of his email lists, and he's in a lot of businesses. But what he makes him very good, extremely good, Alan, so consistent.
Yeah.
He promotes his businesses, makes his profit, takes a cut out of it for whatever, his pocket, taxes, traffic.
That's the key.
Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So he is a steady person, and he tries to get that out to people. That's what you have to be. But one thing about him, he is really steady, and that steadiness has propelled him to great things. Now, another thing, had you gotten into, as me, have we ever got into traffic monsoon early? Same thing like USI Tech, even though USI Tech didn't last as long. Those guys were making tons of money.
Yeah.
And again, those businesses were allowing you to pull out so much money daily and weekly, you could really jumpstart yourself.
Yeah.
Now think about it. If you were on USI Tech and you went in there with $2,000, in the course of 2 months, that $2,000 would have been $9,000.
Yeah.
Because Bitcoin had, when it started, Bitcoin started going crazy. And I'm not talking about your referrals, because your referrals, they gave you so much money and then they gave you a percentage in Bitcoin. So everything you were doing, you were making so much money. So at those times, you were able to come in and pull the money out. And in traffic monsoon, at that time, it was fiat currency. You were able to get a credit card and pull out cash.
Yeah.
So imagine, the stuff went south. When it finally went south, it went south. What are you going to do? But those guys that got in at the beginning and were smart enough to pull their money out, and again, it's all timing. Here are guys that had started in this industry before us, knew this, knew what to do. Most businesses, what you want to do is get in and, you want to build it, but try to see if you can take your initial investment out.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you're made whole. Everything else is gravy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that get in and they're trying to build and say, I'm not going to take anything out for 8-9 months.
Yeah. No,
you know what? That depends on the business. You could do that with Futurenet Pro. You can do that with, if you're making money in the power lead system. But there's certain businesses that that model doesn't pan out.
No. Yeah, I try and stay. Those businesses that in my gut, I don't feel like that will last or will build. I just stay away because it's not. It's, to me, it's not worth your reputation or it's not worth your name.
Well, there you go. What a great point you just brought up. Two, actually, your gut. If you have a feeling in your gut that it's not good, it's probably not good. And even if it is good, if you're not all in to do it, maybe you need to stay away from it. But usually your gut, we're built with that sixth sense. The hairs raise on the back of our neck because in our brain stem, something is telling us there's danger. There's a reason we're afraid of a train hitting us, because it's built into our brain. If the train hits us, we're going to die. So our human race is not going to be alive. So there's certain things that we're built in. Senses. The other thing that you just mentioned was the fact that not only is it that, but what about the people that follow you?
Yeah.
The worst thing that, even worse than anything happening to me with my money, I am more nervous if somebody that I brought into this business loses their money
Yeah.
because that is a problem. Here's the problem. One, you feel that. If you're really a real person, a real sponsor, and you care about people, you feel that. You don't want anyone getting hurt with anything that you brought them to.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what you think, they remember you brought them to that. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's number one. Okay, number two, most people that follow you are going to follow you again, especially if they make money. They're going to follow you in other businesses. So what you said is so unbelievably true. You got to be careful. Those people that are under you, that look to you, that are your, for lack of a better word, downline, but
Yeah.
these are people that trust you.
Yeah.
So
I always call them business partners, but yeah.
business partners, exactly. You never want to hurt those people.
No.
Me myself, if I hurt one of those people, I got a bad feeling. Okay, I got a really bad feeling, and I don't want to be dealing with that because these people will look at you, and you might just be the guy that's, it's on your Facebook wall or it's in your video, and they sign up with you, and then all of a sudden something goes bad. That's a hard one. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't. I've had to make that call once, and I would never want to make it again. That's why I became so cautious about what I would put my name to and happily bring people into.
Yeah, well, you just said it. That's the thing. Because you're cautious, you're a great business partner. You're the type of person that somebody out there wants to join, wants to partner up with, because there's a lot of people out there that are not good business partners, Alan. You know it, and I know it. There's a lot of people out there that they make money the old-fashioned way. They steal it. They basically have a big list, big YouTube channel. Next week, they're on A, B, and C. The week after that, they're on, E, D, and F. The next week after that, they're on whatever. That's just how it goes because they're gonna make their money.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I always think about Ashley when she's older, and if she went back on she went back through all my videos and my posts and all that, would I have been correct? Like, would she respect me when she's older, or did I drag people through the mud? That's the thing that always plays on my mind because I'd never want to let her down.
Well, that's perfect, and bro, that's something to definitely aspire to, and the answer is yes, because I've seen most of what you put out there, and what you're doing is legitimate. You're not trying to lead the horse to the trough and make them drink. What you're doing is showing people what's out there, letting them make their own decision, and letting people know that, this seems to be something that's quality.
Yeah.
And you're not doing it, every other day with something else.
No.
And that's the good thing. Now, hey, there's nothing wrong with multiple income streams, and you have to do them. But there's a difference between multiple income streams and every other week something else. That's not multiple income streams. That's a whole different story. And that's the story I'd rather stay away from. There are multiple businesses out there that are good, and there's no problem in joining them. But like you said, again, that word, I love it, ethical. It's all about being ethical. You want to bring these people in because in your heart you feel this is a very good business. You're going to help these people in this business. You have people that are in the group that will help your downline or your business partners in this business. You really 100% yourself think this business is for real. Not, again, next week, here we go, guys. We're going to this business.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks. And people will pick that up. that's why these guys, I don't know if they understand that. Yeah, they have the, I don't think they care, to be honest with you, when they have thousands of people on their email list and thousands of people on their YouTube channel, because I honestly don't think they care. And this is why I don't think they care, because I think they know it's a numbers game. There's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to sign up with them. There's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to unsubscribe or leave their channel. And they're treating this as that type of business.
Yeah.
And their business is just a big numbers game. And maybe they're so big where they can't be that personal anymore. But to me, I don't want to deal with that. You know, I've seen that. I've watched these guys. Yes, they're great marketers on that end, but I don't want to deal with that, because they're going to, by just the nature of what we do, if you're going into a business every couple of weeks, I don't care what they say as far as they've done the research, they're going to hit a bad one.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to hit a bad one. And when they hit a bad one, all these poor people that signed up,
yeah.
Boom. So that's what I'm leery of. And like you said, when you talk about years from now, if your daughter were to look at what you did, well, she's going to be proud, because again, you're not coming to it with hype. You're not coming to it with these crazy promises. You know, you're coming to it with, you know, a genuine appreciation of, hey, this is something that I've looked at. You know, everything comes with a risk, but hey, I'm going to join this.
Yeah.
And I feel that it's something that, you know, if it's worked correctly, you might be able to do something with that. And that, you know, that's the type of person you want to join. That's the type of partner you want to be with, I feel.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's very nice of you to say. I'm not great at taking compliments, but I'll take that one.
Yeah, well, that's not, you know, that's from the heart. I see that again. I watch what you do, and I see, you know, really a good person. So there's nothing but sky's the limit for you out there. So I know you're going to do big things.
Yeah, well, I'll be following you.
Hey, I always tell people, you know, I'm working this just like you're working this. I'm going to learn things as I go along, and you know, if I can show you something on the way, hey, that's great. If I can help you make some money with this, outstanding. You know, if I can give you some knowledge that you didn't know, you know, I'm all for it. That's what I'm all about. Because if you can help other people, things are going to come to you. Good things will happen for you. You know, if you can help other people, good things. It doesn't just mean making money. It can mean showing them things that they didn't know. Good things are going to happen for you. That's just the way it is. You know. So.
I agree. That's actually a nice note to wrap it up on, Rich.
Yep. I was just gonna say. I just looked at the time. I'm like, it's almost 2 hours we've been on this thing. Jeez. Time flies when you're having fun.
You're ready to make videos now, anyway.
Yeah.
But if anyone's, where's the best place for people to reach out to you if they'd like to work with you? You know, can we put a link under here for your YouTube or your Facebook? Which is better?
Well, probably my Facebook, because like I said, I'm working on my YouTube. I'm actually working on my timeline to get. I'm going to speak to you about that. I have things off to the side where I got to figure out how to put my YouTube link, link, that link. There's things on the side of my page like what high school did you go to and this and that or whatever, which I never entered because, again, I was only doing this for business purposes. Now I have to clean that up. I'm going to actually get a new header page. I've made a fan page. I don't even have that hooked up to the. So there's things I have to work on with that. But
yeah, I need what you need. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you about that. But again, it's been a really good chat. I'm going to ask my wife if I've got any cold Heinekens down there because I'm thinking about cracking one. I haven't had a beer in about a month.
Yeah.
So after this, I think I might have one.
Yeah, you deserve it, pal. You deserve it.
It was really good talking with you, buddy.
You too. You too. For anyone watching at home, if you watched till now, you're a legend. You know, Rich is one of the nicest guys I've ever had the pleasure to get to know online, and that's why I invite these guys on to the show. They're people I admire and I respect, and people who have helped me along the way. And you know, if they've helped me, you can get some tips from them too, even if it's only watching some of their YouTube videos and taking the golden nuggets. You'll find some links underneath here to reach out to Rich if you'd like to work with him. You know, he won't steer you wrong. That being said, I'll see you all next week on Look Behind the Post.
Thank you, Alan. You have a good night now.
Cheers, Rich. Thanks, buddy.